Hey guys, it's Mr. Grable. So we are going to be tackling our math today. Go Math, 4th grade, lesson 2.5. Multiply using the distributive property. And the next couple of lessons I totally geek out with. You know, I'm a big math nerd, and I really like the idea of using the distributive property about breaking up numbers to make multiplication easier. Okay? So here in this first problem, we are going to be breaking up 6 times 13. Now, multiplying by 6 and or multiplying by 13 is not very easy. So we're going to use the distributive property, and distributive property states that multiplying a sum by a number is the same as multiplying each addend by the number and then adding the products. What? Well, really, we're just breaking up a number. We're just passing out a number a different way. So we're going to be passing out this 13 instead of 13 all at once. That's kind of tough. We're going to be breaking up that 13 into two easier numbers, and we're going to be breaking up that 13 as a 5 and an 8, because we know that 5 plus 8 equals 13. So you can kind of see right over here, they did 6 rows, and then they did 5, and then they did 8. So we're going to break it up as 6 times 5, and we're going to break it up 6 times 8. Okay? So there's my 13, right? So 6 times 5 is 30, and 6 times 8 is 48. I'd put those together, 30 and 48. Well, you know how I like to do my math vertical. 78. So 6 times 13 is 78. And it kind of looks like this. So if you were making it on your notebook, I would put the product inside. And 6 times 8 is 48. Add them together. 30 plus 48 equals 78. So this is what we're going to be working on today. I'm going to go through a couple of different examples. Just like always, pause the video when you, if I go a little too fast or if I lose you. All right, so let me zoom in. We're going to tackle problem 1, and we're going to tackle problem 2, and then we're going to take a look at some more. Then I'm going to challenge you maybe with a couple. All right, let's see. All right, so here we go. 3 times 13. So what you need to do is, we're not going to make a grid. So what you need to do is follow along with your notebook, or use your pink piece of paper when we do the P and T. We're going to rewrite it 3 times 13. So let's take a look. 3 times 13. We're going to break this 13 up into two different numbers. We're going to distribute the 13 as a 10 and as a 3. Okay? So 10 plus 3 is still 13. We're still doing 3 times, right? 3 times 30. No, 3 times 10 is 30. 3 times 3 is 9. I just add my numbers together. Boom. 3 times 13 is 39. This is what it looks like as an array. So we have 1, 2, 3 rows. Now I'm going to do 10 and then 3. So I could do this 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 1, 2, 3. Let's see. That's going to work for me. So there is my there's my 10, 10, 10. There's my 3 rows of 10, and then I have my 3 rows of 3 now. So when I look at it as an array, I have my 30, and then I have my 9. 30 plus 9 equals 39. Lots of times you're going to see me or other people do like this. So check this out. We got my 3 rows of, well, I'm going to do 10. Watch this. A 10, a 10, and a 10. I just kind of put that 10 stick and put it on its side. So there's my 30, and then I can do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I can go 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. So this is kind of what we're looking at when it comes to the pictures with the arrays. This is how we're going to try to frame it and write it down to show our work. Let's take a look at another problem. 5 times 14. So the problem is 5 times 14 equals. All right. So sometimes you're going to see it this way, 14 times 5. Sometimes you may see it as 14 times 5 equals. You may see it like this. It's all the same. You may even see it like this. It's all the same. I do want you to write it down sideways actually this time, and I'll show you a couple of different ways to solve it. All right, so let's solve 5 times 14. All right, so I'm going to break up this 14 as a 10 and as a 4. I'm going to distribute. So here's my 14, right? So 5 times 10 is 50. 5 times 4 is 20. Then I need to add them together. And it's 70. So this is a great way of showing your work. Here's another way. Drag all this stuff over for you. All right. So let's say the problem is written down this way. Well, sweet. We can break up that 10. We can break up that 4. Right? So there's my 14. 5 times 10 equals 50. 5 times 4 equals 20. And I can add them together that way. Either way is great. As long as you show your work. All right, let's take a look at another problem here that is looking like this. 6 times 14. So here is the array. Here is like the picture, right? So here's my 6 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then look at the 14. You see the 10 and then the 4, the 10 and the 4, 10 and the 4, 10 and the 4, 10 and the 4, 10 and the 4. So for this problem, we're going to do 6 times 14. It'll be 6 times 10. Gotta make it easy. 6 times 4. All right, 6 times 10 is 60. 6 times 4 is 24. Then we gotta make sure we put those two together. Okay? Now, I really hope for you that you're getting better with your multiplication. But let's say you're struggling with 6 times 4 or 6 times 8 or whatever it is. Off to the side in your notebook, solve it. Make the rows, make the groups, and solve it. You are really getting better with your multiplication, so we'll get there. Okay? And even looking at this picture, I see my 60, I see my 24, and then I just have to put them together. So we can really write all over. And I really like this distributive property when we get into numbers like this. So 3 times 36. Like, oh my gosh, Miss Grego, 3 times 36, that's all new. I can look at it as 2 easier problems. 3 times 30 equals, or 3 times 6. See how I just broke it up by the tens place and the ones place? Well, 3 times 30, 3 times 3 is 9. Move that 0 over. 3 times 6 is 18. Line up my place value and I add, and boom, my product is 108. So right away, I can just see these numbers by the place value. So this is really going to be a valuable thing as we move forward with lesson 2.6 tomorrow. All right, I know this is kind of long, so let me just really quick go through this one problem, and then you can be done. All right, to find 3 times 24, is it easier to break apart the factor 24 as 20 plus 4 or 15 plus 9? Select the explanation. So we got a problem, 3 times 24. It's asking, if I break up this 24, is a 20 and a 4. Is that easier? Or is it easier if I do 3 times 24? And I break up the 24 as a 15 and a 9. Well, which one do you think is easier? I think this way is easier. I mean, they're both going to give us the same answer. But I feel like these factors to multiply are going to be way easier than multiplying here. Both numbers break up that factor 24. 20 plus 4 equals 24. 15 plus 9 equals 24. So I would do 3 times 2 is 6. Move the 0. 60. 3 times 4 is 12. I add them together. I get 72. Over here, it's going to be the same thing. 3 times 15, well, 2 15s is 30. So one more 15 is 45. I can do that pretty good, but you probably can't, or at least not yet. And then 3 times 9 is 27. And even the addition is harder. 5 plus 7 is 12. I got to regroup. 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 plus 2 is 7. So even though we get the same product, 3 times 24 breaking up as a 15 and a 19 is not very easy. So I'm going to say 20 plus 4 because I can use mental math to multiply by multiples of 20, right? 20, 40, 60. So that's today's lesson, breaking up those numbers by place value, by distributing those numbers and making it easier for yourself is super important, and you'll be super successful. Make sure that you are taking your time and getting the exact answers. Don't tell me that 3 times 4 is 14, 2 times 4 is 12. Be precise. All right, let me know if you have questions. Bye.